After all this Kendrick and Drake beef, it's good to get back into the regular everyday struggles. Am I the asshole for not letting my sister and her kids live in my house? I don't know. Let's find out. 25 female, am an electrician. A female electrician. Times are changing. I remember when I feel like I've never, when I was working construction, I'm not now, but when I hardly ever saw women in construction. Like electricians, plumbers, I never saw that. I'm not complaining about it. It's a good thing. But it's a good thing that there are female electricians. I never ran into them. I started my apprenticeship at 17 and was hired immediately by my sponsor after I received my license. That's crazy. The reason I chose a trade was that I grew up in a trailer with my mom and sister and have wanted to own a house since I can remember. And being in the trades gave me access to a stable job and access to more money sooner. True. My partner, 29 female, Thea, is a plumber. Damn, y'all both work the trades. Y'all have literally gone against, I worked in construction for 3 years. That's it. But you're instantly a female plumber and electrician. I never ran into one. That's crazy to think about. Why is that? We've scrounged and saved. In the end, we bought land and built a tiny house in the uptown area of our city. It has 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. One of the bedrooms is our reptile room. God, you guys are lesbians. You guys are lesbians, okay? Electrician, plumber, and you'll have a reptile room, and you live in a tiny house. It's a little on the nose, guys. But good for you guys, okay? As I keep snakes, and Thea keeps bearded dragons. All right. Yeah, you guys are gay. You guys are we are child-free and happy in our home, okay? My sister, Lucy, is a waitress and has 3 kids, 4, 3, and 2. Her husband just left her for a woman my age, and she is left without his income to raise all 3 kids on her own. No child support at all? No child support or him watching the kids the other half of the time? Seems weird. Anyways, her husband bought out her half of the house during the divorce, and that left her and the kids living with my mom in the trailer. How much was the house? Was it a $50,000 house, so you only got $25K out of it? Feeding 3 kids on $25K is not really a thing. But if it was a $200,000 house, I don't know how much money y'all were making, so it's hard to tell, but kind of seems like you stumbled across a big lump sum of money and you shouldn't immediately be living with your mom in a trailer. I don't know. I can admit I didn't grow up in the safest of areas and was carrying a knife when I was a teenager because of the danger. Because of the safety issue, Leah came to Thea and I and begged us to let her and her sons move in. She said we would have to get rid of our reptiles or keep them in our room. Ugh, you can't start demanding out the gate like that. Her sons could have the other bedroom, and she would sleep in our kitchen on an air mattress, and they're already living in a tiny home. It's a tiny, when you say tiny house, I'm assuming, okay, since you guys are lesbians, it's not just a small house. You purposely built a tiny house. The whole, look up tiny house on YouTube. It's a whole thing. It's the smallest amount of space possible, and it's they have lofts, they have a bunch of stuff that makes it so they can be as small as possible on purpose. It's ideal for 2 lesbians. It's not really ideal for 2 lesbians, another woman, and her 3 kids. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Anyways, she said she would have to get rid of her reptile, blah, 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 blah. We sleep in the, she said nothing about paying us rent or helping around the house. Well, she has half of the money from the old house because her husband bought that. Is that how he avoided child support? Is that a thing you can do? Feels like she should have some money. She's got to feed the kids and stuff, but I told her no because 2 toddlers and a little kid who is about to start kindergarten aren't suitable to be in our home. That makes sense. And we don't want too many people in our house. Isn't it a fire safety thing? I don't know, man. In a tiny house, why would you want that many people? There's no movement, no privacy. She said that we live in a better part of town with better schools and that she needed the help. Okay. I told her we didn't have the room and that I was sorry, but I could hook her up with some journeymen I knew. She'd get started on an apprenticeship that pays better than her current job if she needed extra money. Wait, so she has a job. Who's watching the kids during the day? The mom? And a lot of these bad neighborhoods, man, teach stranger danger, but a lot of the, people aren't really messing with kids like that. You know what I mean? The stranger danger people, keep an eye out for them. But anyone doing a lot of this other stuff, they're not messing with kids, you know what I mean? At least not in the neighborhoods I grew up in sketchy neighborhoods too, but they usually leave kids out of it. in my opinion. I don't know. But it sounds like she has a job. She called my job and Thea's job dirty blue collar trash and left our home. Okay, well, I think it's definitive that you aren't the asshole. You guys know my opinion on like people that are struggling that trash other people. It doesn't, like, I'm not going to sit here and give you an excuse because you're struggling. It doesn't mean you need to be an asshole. Dirty blue collar trash. She's an electrician. That's good money. That's good money. I don't know. She posted about how we wouldn't let her stay online, and now my relatives are messaging me about how could I let a single mother and 3 kids be homeless. I don't know. Ask the other relatives how they're your blood and you owe your sister better than that. What I'm so confused about is, it seems like in these situations, like, are there not other members of the family that exist? There's no other alternative to this situation than to put 4 more people in a house that's probably not even really big enough for 2 people because it's a tiny home. Tiny homes are like for maximum couples. Maybe they have an outside pet. That's it. Or somebody that's living single. It's not really like a family type deal. I don't know. Weird shit. I feel like a complete asshole even though Thea told me I have every right not to want them in our house. Am I the asshole? I'm already sorted by controversial. Interesting. I have a feeling that I feel like it's pretty universal. Although seeing the controversial comments being not the asshole kind of concerns me. I feel like they're not an asshole at all. Your sister is a cancerous leech. They're not homeless. They just want your newer home. Not the asshole. I was going to say everyone sucks here, but then she called you blue collar trash. I still wouldn't consider them an asshole before that, but I definitely consider the other sister as a huge asshole because the blue collar trash thing. Oh, 2 workers doing jobs that like make the world go round. Plumbers and electricians. Not really the kind of people that I'm calling blue collar trash. I don't do any plumbing. I know a fair amount about electrical work. Not a ton, but I don't do any plumbing. So, when something goes real bad with plumbing, it's nice to know that there are plumbers around the world, okay? I don't understand this trashing plumbers for being blue collar trash. I think that's the weirdest behavior you could have. Not the asshole. Wow. I wonder if I sort by, if I go back and I sort by best, I don't know. Is it just universal? If your sister's ex bought her out of the house, what did she do with that money? She should have gotten an apartment. True. That should have covered you for a while with an apartment. I have no clue what she did with it. I didn't ask. I don't think you're an asshole at all. And this is like, I don't think it's controversial to say that. Well, message every single one saying you should have let her stay. That you will let her know their place is available. 2 bedrooms is way too small for all those people. She is 34. She needs to figure things out. She needs to get a job. Apparently she has one. I'm sure she's getting child support too. Is she getting child support? Because if she got half of the money from the house and she's getting child support and she has a job, I see no reason as to why she shouldn't get an apartment. Like even a 1-bedroom, and you can sleep in the living room and then the kids can sleep in the other room. Listen, I came from a single parent household, okay? I know how it is in a studio or a 1-bedroom living with a parent. Now, I didn't have 2 other brothers, but it's hard, man, but like you can make it happen. You don't have to leech off of anybody else, especially when you got half the, man, if my mom got that kind of money when I was a kid, half the money for a house. Nowadays, like she had to have gotten like 100 to 200K, unless he was making good money, in which case I'm even more confused. But she's got a job. Somehow the kids are being watched because she has a job. This is confusing, man. This person sounds like trash. I need you to get rid of your pets. If only there is a way to sort by the most downvoted comments in general. Because I need to find somebody that is going to defend this one. I need to find it. Their family. It feels like usually on these I run into somebody That's like, but they're family. You're the asshole. Help your family. My God. Finally, I found you. All right. Anyways, she's a classist. That's funny. Your sister is a classist, entitled idiot. Imagine being a classist when you're broke. Can they move the trailer on your land? Can they just move their house to your house? Anyways, no. Good for you guys. You know, you're child free. I hope that's not like a personality trait type child free, because child free people, listen, you're fine. But just like child pro people, sometimes when it becomes like a personality trait, you get a little annoying. But, you know, these are just two lesbians living it up in their tiny house. You guys are like probably the most stereotypical lesbian couple I think I've ever met in my life. I've known lesbians, never any lesbian electricians or plumbers. So congrats on being the first electrician, plumber, or lesbian relationship that I've ever seen. That's good to see. You guys are getting it done, but you are like you guys are like at a sitcom level. The reptile room is so funny. Nah, man, you guys aren't assholes. Live your life. Your family sucks. It's definitive.